Call it gravity. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I can do this. Hold on. Meet the Grams. Cool. I'll use that later. Because the intro to Meet the Grams is like bum 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 ba. And the intro, the song you made for the intro of the podcast starts with a few bombs, so I can just pretend it's that, but it goes into the podcast music.
No.
Thoughts on that?
Fuck.
And we back. What are we doing this week? Oh, movie madness. I watched more movies yesterday. After our Sunday marathon, I'm like, I gotta keep watching movies, bro. Oh, I also have some info on what the hell else. I saw some movies and something else, and I completely forgot. Well, that'll be for next week, I guess. You did homework, so I guess I can start with you. First of all, we're ADLR Podcast. I said welcome back. I'm Anthony. We're back. Did we take a? I don't think we took a skip week last week. I think it was a week before that.
I think so.
Yeah. What we did forget to do is watch Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
So we might watch that this weekend. I don't know yet.
I think you know.
I don't know yet.
Something tells me you know.
I think I know. Let's get it. I don't.
See?
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think we'll kick things off with you because there's some with X and Pearl you saw. You finally watched it, so now you can speak on it. What else? We've watched. We're not starting. I'm just going through some overview here.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I can buy myself time so I can look through the upcoming releases. You know, I'm doing show pro. I'm doing producing. I'm doing. I just did show pro and producing. Like that's not what the P is.
Do one beat right now.
Do what on beat?
Do a beat right now.
Oh, do a beat. I think said do it on beat, and I'm like, what beat?
You're actually crazy.
Why?
Because you thought wrong.
Okay. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Anywho, now that I have more time, I started I went ahead and downloaded Godot, and I'm like, we'll see what happens from there. You know what I'm saying?
How's that?
It's a game engine. You ever heard of Godot?
Okay.
Game engine? I'm like, oh, I might learn this since I have some extra time.
They're just pronouncing Godot or Godot weird.
Or it might be Godot. I don't know how to pronounce that engine. I think it's G-O-D. It's just G-O-D-O-T. I think it's Godot. Anywho, it's free. So I'm like, I might learn this or just fuck around with it. They can do 2D and 3D, so.
40, 3D, 40.
Soon, bro. Once you get the 4D and the AR with the VR, the 3D is going to be my 2D, so.
This guy's red tooth.
I don't get
Bluetooth.
Oof, got it. Okay, that's not bad. I like it. You threw me off. So I'm like, all I was saying was just 2-letter things. You said red tooth. I'm like, what'd that mean? You got me with that. You just throw up gang signs?
Nope.
Oh, my fault. That must have been my imagination. Oh, anywho, what was I gonna say? Probably words. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned X and Pro. Late Night with the Devil we saw. That's what I forgot to add on. No, I have it on there.
You wrote it on there. Not only did you have it on there, I copied and pasted you writing it on there.
Oh, word. I didn't have time to put the link like I normally do with the movie DB stuff, so I just wrote it down real quick so I don't forget.
I like the stink.
What do you mean?
Rhymed.
Oh, gotcha. Speaking of that, you can't see it in the frame, but I think I'm set up to do some Steam Deck streaming. I'm gonna try that out this week to see how it works.
Stream on it.
I don't know anything that's Steam Deck verified. Yep. I think I can run Crysis. It's just at really low settings. I think it can. I think we're past that point where like the old Crysis 2s, where like it'll burn. We've advanced since then. A lot of things I think can run. I'm not gonna talk like that because I got it running on consoles. So I figured if the consoles can do it, the Steam Deck can possibly do it as well. Yeah, we'll see. I made sure that the capture card and stuff gets the whole, the video signal, so I might try that out this week. Well, I guess if you're listening to this now, you might have already seen the stream. Damn, bro, you look at some white ass teeth. Look at you. Holy shit. It's for audio listeners, his teeth were white. They're still white, but you know what I mean.
Not anymore.
What you do?
From they're white.
Oh, I see. It was an editing thing?
Yeah.
I see. Uh, yeah, man. Go ahead and I'm jumping in. That came on while I was walking today. When I told you I'm gonna be late because I'm walking, when it was came
Mm-hmm.
on, I heard the thing jumping in, going hit, and I was like, oh, I gotta chill because there's kids down the street. I can't.
Trying to hit with my brother.
Yeah,
What?
that's why I started walking with headphones now because when I'm doing that walk since I'm on my light of 2024, something comes on like kids cannot hear this, right?
What
So I'm like
headphones do you use?
the Sony's that I got from Randall.
Oh, that you can have plugged in. Is that what you're using right now?
No, this is my
You starting to
Steel
download
Series. I
the
think it is.
drivers.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, Steel Series. The logo's there. What was I gonna say? When I'm not charging the other wireless ones, I use these. And usually by the time it's Tuesday, I haven't charged the other one, so I just use this for a podcast. So I know the batteries aren't gonna die.
um, do you have a speaker in your garage yet, or do you use your phone still when you
No,
when you work out?
when I was working at Departs, they gave me a
It's
they
the
gave us
rock.
so much they
Oh,
gave me so much swag stuff. They had this little speaker that I use in there. I do need to get a better speaker. I mean, it sounds fine. Like if I go at a high volume, it fills the whole garage with sound, and it sounds okay.
mm-hmm.
But I wanted it wireless. Like I have to do it only through aux because the thing has a built-in uh leveler, like a volume leveler. So anytime a big bass song comes in, you can hear everything go down
Mm-hmm.
and come back up. I don't think it's a volume or a leveler. What is it called? A normalizer?
Somebody limiter? Yeah, or normalized. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like it's doing. Anytime one end gets higher than the other, you can hear the gradual saving of it. Like it gets lower, and you're like, "What the hell?" You think you get a notification, but it's just that compensating. If only in Bluetooth mode, which is just like, "What the fuck?" So I have to use the aux cable. It's so wild. That's why I'm like, it's okay. It's an okay speaker. It gets it gets the job done. But I do want to get a proper Bluetooth one that doesn't do that shit automatically. I don't know why it does that, and there's no setting.
The ones that I use that I also forgot over there are
I was about to say I opened up the bag because I was taking stuff out. I'm like, oh shit, Brian's speakers are still here. I'll
I
charge them
slept.
for you.
I slept everything.
Is there an indication to let you know if they're charged, or should I just leave it on, connect it overnight, and then take it off in the morning?
I forget if it's the light at the top. There's like 3 buttons.
Yeah,
The power button, I think, stays. I
probably
think it's
on
either
until it's charged and it turns off, or
either
the
stays
opposite.
on or off when it's done. But
Uh,
you'll see a pulse when it's charging.
Okay, then I'll just charge it for you. Because I remember you came and you're like, hey, is it charged? And you're like, I have no idea. So I'm like, all right, well,
I
it's time
think
you
the
keep it
last time I
charged.
used it was the Thanksgiving thing at their place.
I thought it was when we went to go see mom's friend. Oh no, Hennessy.
When was that?
I don't know,
This year?
earlier this year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
Okay,
earlier
then
this
that's the
year.
last time then.
So I'm pretty sure we used it then.
But I didn't charge it before the Thanksgiving thing. So before that's when I charged it.
Holy shit! Then it probably died at the Hennessy thing.
Oh no, because remember it was a few seconds of both of them on.
Oh, you're right. It was there for a little bit, and then it was like I don't know what my owner thought, but we had 2% this entire time. That's wild. Yeah, so we're just talking about we went to the beach over the weekend, so I wasn't gonna put that
Did
on
it
here,
help?
but we were on here. Yeah, we're
You see this?
the only places that got like aching burn was on the back. Everything else was fine.
Nothing really aches because I'm dead inside, but the only like noticeable like color difference is the arm part,
Uh huh.
which is funny because under tent the entire time, legs still pale. This is where I got burnt.
Well, because it still bounces, right? The UV rays don't just go straight; they bounce.
Yeah, but I think it's because I'm so pale that it reflected from my leg skin
I'm not.
poured into my arms.
And another disclaimer: I'm not a scientist. I don't even know if that's true. I just said it because it sounded like it true. Uh, then yeah, you could have gotten a full body tan. You could have gotten a little darker than if you just took off a shirt
But
because
yeah,
you were under.
took off my shirt and yeah, best. I don't know how I got my legs not did. I don't know.
That's also true. Your legs were out in the open too. Well, not in the open, but they were not in the tent. Anyway,
Mm-hmm. But yeah, next time I gotta take
Sh-
my shirt off.
and shout out to the dude who brought his whole ass apartment to the fucking beach. That was insane. Beanies, big old tent. He had like a fan in there too. And I'm like, that man loves the beach. He just wants to
We gotta
be.
get like him.
Yeah, because he was comfy. We were kind of like college kids fitting in one dorm,
Yeah.
but it was still fun. What was I gonna say? I told you to talk about Pearl and X, and then I completely derailed you. I don't know what the hell we were talking about before this. Oh, the speakers. That's what it was.
Um,
Oh, and I cut you off again because you were saying, oh, besides the speakers that you left there, you're gonna say something else. I'm going back in time in real time now.
that's the speakers.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me
Because your
something.
speakers.
Yeah. You asked if I had a speaker in the garage, and then I was like, nah, I had this. I went through all that hullabaloo, and now we're talking about your speakers that you left here, and then I cut you off completely.
I mean, for the price, they're not bad. Hands
Ah,
down. And you can just do a stereo setup and never unplug them, and just have them across the like
I know what you mean.
spanning your garage.
One in each corner would probably be one corner inward. Like I don't want it closer to the outside because rain and shit and water.
Yeah,
And the garage door would be in the way, so it would be weird. Yeah, so it has to be the ones near like the house entrance or whatever.
I wanna like actually demo one of those speakers. They call them like I forget the name. It's like wave point something, and they are like they're so hyper focused in a specific degree
Mm-hmm.
that if let's say if my mic right here is the speaker,
Okay.
outside of it you won't hear anything if you're standing outside. But the second you start getting close, you actually hear it, and then it's to the point where like if you left this room, you wouldn't be able to hear what I'm listening to.
Oh, that's pretty neat. So it's a hyper focus like angle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And those probably cost a lot though.
They can for like rooms. There's a uh like a speaker setup. I think the name of the company is Cali Audio, where
Uh huh.
they're little like orbs with like a base module,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of the same thing. They're supposed to be made for like small areas, and you're supposed to put the speakers like arm's length away from you and aim them. And like if you aim them correctly, you'd only hear it from like my seat. And then the base thing is like front facing,
Uh
so you
huh.
can you can either lay it down and put a laptop on it, and you'd feel the bass, or you also keep it in front, like where my camera is,
Uh huh.
and put like a screen, and it would still aim at you, and you'd still feel the bass.
Yo, tell me more about. I would like that for for my computer. Like I don't have to
And
wear headphones anymore. I can just use that
well,
as.
headphones still probably because you'd get bleeding,
Oh, you're right. The fucking you're right. But I mean,
and
like
it's
even
cheap.
if I'm not in a voice chat or anything, and I'm just playing a game on my computer, I don't need headphones. I can just use that, and I can play it pretty loudly, not to worry about anyone else.
Yeah. Um,
Neat
the whole setup, $500.
for both speakers and the module to do. Oh, that's
Yeah,
not too bad.
I really want to, but I've been telling myself not to buy things so that when we move,
That makes
less
sense.
stuff
Yeah,
to pack. But I want that, and then just use these as like second references.
that'd be dope. Is that like a new tech, or has that been around and now it's become affordable?
Uh, the tech itself, I think I've seen for a few years, but it's never really been with the intent of like critical listening or engineering until these people did it. And I mean, you can get better sound from other things, but like if space is a limiting,
Mm-hmm.
like a
Other factor.
is a big is a
Mm-hmm.
big factor, they sound good with some
Oh,
space.
neat. I mean, if you do get one, I would like to hear that because I'll follow up and get a pair myself because that would be great. I don't have a computer desktop monitors here, so
That's one of the first things I
monitor
want to.
speakers for those, not monitors visual. Imagine me doing this podcast. There's no monitors. I don't know where anything is. I'm recording it and talking to you, no problem. There's no monitors.
You just set everything to a shortcut on your
Yeah.
Steam Deck, Stream Deck. I can't. They're all the same.
Yep. I
That's one.
hate that they called it that so much. Stream Deck versus Steam Deck. Like, ugh, it's
That's
bad.
one of the things I'm excited to not be here anymore. Is because this desk, I'm not taking it with me. I'm gonna get probably an actual studio desk, and then these
Oh,
speakers that I want.
I'm excited for you because you don't have to worry about that massive fucking table there.
Yep, it'd be. I had to still on my checklist to do is empty out my drawers. I still have stuff in there. That way,
Yeah. Just stick to what I have, man. Just your desk and then some sticks. Unless you want to get the ones that go up and down.
I've thought about it, but not too often. Where I'm doing something where I need to be. I stand and walk around enough that that doesn't really affect me. Maybe on
Okay.
the weekends, but that's it.
But I mean, people need off days, so If you're doing that
Yeah,
all week, then you just sit down on the weekend. I don't know.
we'll see. I think there's some studio desks that are more open to let you do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's also some desk on Amazon that's like as big as a studio desk and lets you. It's like modular. I don't know. Still haven't decided if I want to go traditional or do something new that looks nice, looks interesting.
I mean, you can go with like an L-shaped desk or a U-shaped desk if you want to be surrounded, like you said,
No, I don't want to do that.
and put it in the corner somewhere. You want it like in the middle of a wall, so you can have that
Yeah,
a stage, pretty much.
yeah, it's open back.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it in one spot. I don't like being in the corner. I don't want an L thing.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. Like if you're gonna get an L desk, to put it in the corner, but if you want it in the center, that makes more sense. Set up a little
I gotta
stage, left,
decide
right.
too, so I can finally get a like an actual MIDI keyboard that's big, like more than one octave.
Yeah, you're
I would
right.
need it to have either. That's kind of was the idea, and then I just decided to put my actual keyboard up here, and I like it more.
Uh huh.
But I'd like one that has one of these pull outs that can fit everything,
Gotcha, gotcha.
or vice versa. Um, what the
Cool.
hell am I supposed to talk about again? I forgot. I started.
No, I mean I'm interested in that because that sounds like good tech. Because I mean I've been every time I walk by any computer desktop speakers, I'm like, should I get it? I mean I just need to be able to sit on my computer and not have headphones and still enjoy my computer, right? After a while,
Mm-hmm.
these are comfortable headphones, but after a bit, I'm messing with them, or you know, I can feel the weight, or it's itching, or this cable's like on me, and I'm like,
I'll send you the link to the things I was talking about directly though.
okay, I'll check those out. That's
Um,
crazy.
so like 600 apparently. Maybe
Oh,
that's if you buy it directly from them.
oh
I could
maybe,
have sworn I saw 5 though.
that's a new model, and there's a cheaper one.
I don't know.
That's
I
it.
can't for the life of me remember what the hell I was talking about.
We went. It was just sound. Remember, we talked about speakers, and you said, "Oh, the Bluetooth speaker was cheap," and then you were talking about the directional one, and that's what we got here.
But how did we get to this? Did you ask me to talk about something that was on the list?
No, I think we're still on the speaker stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean, check the tapes. The listener comment below if we're for crazy. They
I
just
don't want to replace my headphones too. I like the ones I have here that like have emulation, so you can make it as if you're in the different rooms, and then you can use it accordingly.
it has
I kind of
DSPs
want,
on it.
yeah,
That's
but I kind of
crazy.
want one that lets you just calibrate them. So there's software built in that'll let you calibrate, so it sounds like X headphones or whatever. I prefer that than the room stuff.
Oh wow.
More often than not, I only use it after I'm done
Hmm.
mixing or working on something, just to see compare it.
I mean,
They
you can
also have
also
like a
you can
like a
sell the ones
card
you
mode.
have because those aren't cheap. You can resell it at least, and then they'll knock off some price on the ones you want.
They have a purpose. That just as the main headphones, man. And these
Ah,
are just I just have these because it's something to listen to that aren't those when I'm gaming or doing something not music related, and they're Bluetooth, so I can just unplug, plug into my phone.
oh, and you can use it on your phone too. Cool.
Yeah,
So if
that
you
one.
want to chill on, does it have a mic too?
No,
Okay, I was about to say because if you wanted to like chill on a voice channel, but you want to go horizontal, you can just go lay down and still have that on.
I have lav mics that I haven't set up on my phone because I think at the time that I got them is when my computer pooped the bed and I was just Steam Deck gaming the entire time.
Which lav mics did you get? Because Javi's brother's looking to get like a mic because he wants to do some stuff, but the audio quality ones that he's trying to are not coming out great apparently. So I don't know if you have a set, you can just send it to him.
Which one is he using?
He's tried some cheaper ones on Amazon and stuff. I don't know the
Uh,
exacts.
the Rode ones I think I have RODE.
I'll let him know then to try the Rode ones. Cool,
Even
cool.
then, like with those, a lot of times you don't have to use the mic built into them. You just use them as like a wireless pack, and
Okay.
you can plug in like actual lavalier mic. You can clip to himself if you want.
I think he has something like that where he just needs to get the mic because he has the thing already.
Okay then.
But the mics he's tried, he's saying the audio is not great. So
When in doubt, try Shure because they're cheaper and they have a solid mic. The WO 185s.
I'll let him know then. Do some Shures or Rode. I was gonna say Rodeo, and I'm like, that's just not the Travis Scott album. You know. That's it.
I still want to try a shotgun mic to be honest with you. Speaking of,
Why?
because that way I can aim it this way, and then it'd only be essentially me, and it wouldn't pick up like more rejection of the rest of the room.
Oh, I thought it was the opposite. I thought shotgun mic was it was so sensitive you can do it from like a long
It's
distance.
like it's like beam forming as well. Shotgun mic. face,
Oh, okay.
but it would direct like sides and things like that, and nothing's behind me.
Oh,
Nothing visible.
The Hulk's behind you.
No living things that can be caught on cameras behind me.
That's crazy.
It's apparitions.
That's true. Louis, my darling. Yeah, okay. We've dived. That was quite the different lane than normal. We talk about music, but not the music tech. That's a new segment. What, you good? Doing your
Yeah,
Biden impression?
well, because my floor is carpet. I was trying to pull my chair in.
Ah, okay. Ever since Adam Ray did that fucking face, bro, that's all I see now. When I hear Biden, I think of Adam Ray's face doing the open eyes. That's so messed up and funny at the same time. Anywho, uh, Pearl and X. Maxine's coming out soon, or if not, it's already out. And
It's
I've been
already out,
telling.
I think.
Oh shit, is it?
I think so.
Oh well, I need to watch that as well. That's probably in theaters. Um, it's the third movie in what seems to be an X trilogy of some sort. Um, and Brian, we kept saying, even on the podcast, I've been telling him to watch X and Pearl, and he finally did it. I had to play it for him, but he finally watched it. So tell me, was I bullshit or with these movies out here?
Yeah, it came out July 5th. Maxine.
Oh, then yeah,
Um,
it's only been a couple weeks. I hope it's doing good.
out of the two, there's one that I liked way more than the other one. The other one is still entertaining, but
Well, you don't have to hide it. Which one is it?
I was gonna start it and then I was gonna get
Oh,
into
my
it.
bad, my bad.
I watched it chronological order instead of release order,
Oh, there's a
which I
facts.
actually, I mean, I don't know the other way around, but I liked it like this because it gives like precedent
More
or
weight.
backstory to one of the characters.
Well,
Eh,
both.
Both, but more so, we have way more time with one
hmm
than the other in the couple, and then it's nice. Just the site itself has some backstory to it.
Yeah, it's the location because it takes place in
Hmm.
the same house. So, but different characters, and the different characters interacting at the same house. So
Hmm.
follows the old lady that's in X. Spoilers for Pearl. That's the problem. You get to watch it and not know what the other one's about because if you know, you're like, okay, so this person's alive. This one makes it. That's what
Yeah,
sucks. But
which was nice as well because watching it the way I did, I didn't know
you don't know who's
someone would
gonna make
survive.
it. Yeah, until the
Um,
end, and you're like, oh shit.
so we watched it in order of happening. So we watched Pearl first.
Yep.
At first, I was like, "This is probably gonna be something stupid," because the character is portrayed as like a ditzy. I got this one dream.
Southern Belle kind of.
Yeah, Southern Belle. What's it called? Oh, honey.
Yeah.
Kind of archetype
Yeah.
until shit does not go the way that
Her
you
way.
think it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much when she doesn't go her way, she does her tantrums, except her tantrums are deadly.
Essentially, yeah. It's basically like the body of a young adult, but I guess the mindset of a toddler
hmm
to an extent.
That's true.
uh, um, Trying to think how else to.
I mean, it's been out for a while. We don't have to worry about spoilers if that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, the story itself, like basically her just taking L's left and right, and then lashing out essentially.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it makes sense, but the after it wraps up, her story or why she's the way she is, it's like, oh, okay, I see. And Chef's Kiss to Mia Goth,
Yes.
I was from the bits I've seen her in, I knew she was like a gore queen, kind of like a scream
A
queen,
scream
but I
queen
didn't know she was
kind of.
like outside of that. She's a really great actress. I didn't.
We
I
saw the
thought it was like
monologue.
a
Yeah.
yeah. She did a monologue. One, to sit there and listen to this whole monologue, maybe one quarter of the way in, and still be sitting down.
Wild.
Some people just deserve their what
They're
happened to them.
the resulting actions because I'm like after she started going off, I'm like it's my time to get the hell out because I think it's gonna be me next.
But yeah, great monologue. It reminded me of Horace and Pete when I think his Horace's mom.
Yeah, the the way the episode opens, she's sitting there
Hmm.
smoking and she tells like a whole ass story, no camera cuts, just going.
Yep, that's what it felt like.
hmm
Uh, bravo to her there. Even her other emotional scenes, her yelling, any, I guess, uh, intense emotion, she's got covered.
Yeah,
She had
because her
anger. She laughed a bit, just crying, and we all know yelling.
yeah, her yelling is it pierces your ears. Like when she's yelling, "I'm a star" in that fucking thing, it's like so clear. You're like, I can feel it like piercing my ears, like if it's a a chalkboard scratch or
Nails
something.
on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Yep. All in all, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a nice. It's something you don't really see too often, or at least I have not seen too often. Like the origins of someone just fucking snapping,
Uh huh.
and it comes to like gory. It's not really horror. It's not really like a thriller either. I don't know what else to call it.
Um,
Is it a slasher? I don't know.
it becomes one. I would
Yeah,
say it's a slasher because X is definitely a slasher.
for sure.
Yeah, so I would say it's a slasher. It's just it becomes a slasher. It sets up a slasher and then ends as a slasher, and then continues in X as being more of a slasher.
Yeah. Um, and origins to a slasher like this, I don't think I've seen too often, if at all.
Yeah.
And it was very pleasant, acted well by every all parties involved. One thing is this is a compliment and something that I never want to see again.
Oh, I
The
know what you're
way
about to
the
say.
way that the way that the movie ends,
Yeah.
and I guess I can spoil. Should I spoil it? So the entire time she's waiting for her husband to come home from a war,
Yeah.
whether he is alive,
We
whether
don't
he
know.
actually is coming home, we don't know. That is a key point in frustration, and I guess the way that her character develops.
Yeah.
It's like a why did you leave? And it's part of her monologue. Why did you leave me? It goes from like hating him to missing him to the whole rainbow because
Yeah.
he wasn't there and wasn't trying to get to the life that she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She does what she does.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to whoever filmed the scene when she walks out of the house with the red dress
Yeah.
and like
For the final kill.
yep, and then still seeing her
It's a
try to
track.
run
It's a
away.
tracking shot. Yeah, the entire
That
way from the second the doors open and she comes out. It's the tracking shot of her trying to get away, and I'm like, bro, you're done. You should have left in the middle of that fucking story, not
mm-hmm.
when she was done looking dead at you.
What she should have done just for her life, it'd be like, "You want to go on tour with me?
Yeah, I would
Like,
have done
come with
something.
me.
Yeah, come with like yeah. We'll if not, we'll find a gig wherever we're traveling. We'll find a small gig and we'll sing there or
Just
dance
get her out
there.
of there."
Yeah,
Nope, not
no,
as
bro.
smart. But
She
before
sent
I
her to
get to
Belize, bro.
what I was trying to say, yeah, before I get to like the landing point, what I was trying to say, that scene alone, more often than not, when someone's out running, trying to outrun the killer, you're like, are they gonna get there? You kind of root for it.
But yeah,
But at this turning point in the story, when I see her, it's like she's not making
yeah. It was an immediate. You're fucking dead, bro.
it.
Like you're
It's the
fucking dead.
it's mob rules when they enter her premise. The second the door open, if you enter the house, you don't leave the house alive.
It's a pat. Well, spoilers for people who want to watch it. It's a huge pattern in this movie. It's like they
Mm-hmm.
came into the house. That person's probably not making it out. Not because they immediately get killed or something. They just won't see the end of the credits. It might
Mm-hmm.
be later in the movie, but they'll end up gone.
That house is a stand.
Yeah.
The same way no one can leave the light tower or whatever.
It was that.
That's what
Yeah.
that house is.
Yeah. That's the fucking stand. We were
If
talking.
multiple people enter the house,
Uh huh.
one person is allowed to leave the house.
That's true. It was crazy. That tracking shot you mentioned, it was really good.
That tracking shot was good.
The
Uh,
monologue was good.
the monologue. What was I? Oh, okay, so we
The
finally get
credits.
resolution to the question: is he alive?
Yeah. And he
Uh,
arrives
after everything,
after all the
after
shit that you see.
the
Yeah.
wildest shit,
Yeah. He comes home to this.
he comes home and he enters the door, and he enters the door in my head after telling you what that house does.
Uh huh.
I'm like,
He's dead.
your fate's sealed, brother.
Yeah. You're gone. You don't know what you just walked into.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Howard, I think is
Um,
what it was.
Howard's his name.
Yeah.
He gets in, and he somehow doesn't smell what the Rock was
What the?
cooking.
Yeah, for real. What? What the fire was
Because the
cooking?
dinner table has a decaying pig that was given to them as a gift,
Yeah.
and decaying parents of said Lady Pearl.
Yeah.
To which he's like, After not smelling, he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he turns
Uh-huh.
into the kitchen, and she basically greets him.
I made
Credits
pie.
credits run.
Yeah.
When the credits start running, it says Pearl. She's smiling at the camera,
Directly into the lens.
directly into the camera, like as if looking at you.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this continued. They didn't go Pearl. Cut to.
It just kept
They
scrolling the
did.
credits.
What they said? What if we don't say cut yet? And then just kept it rolling. And the music goes from like happy go lucky, kind of like the beginning of WandaVision,
Yeah.
like that kind of show, to you hear it slowly dying out and becoming something uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's still staring and smiling, but now she starts like you see her uncomfortable holding it, so she's like
She starts
smiling, kind of adjusting the
crying.
smile.
She's
Her
not
eyes are like
blinking because
she's
it's
trying to like keep her
yeah.
eyes open or keep the smile up, and you can tell that she's like, it looks like she's second guessing. Is like, is this enough to keep him here? Is this my way out? Am I enough? Like her, after hearing her monologue, what's going on in her head,
Yeah.
she starts crying from keeping the smile,
Mm-hmm.
all while the music's starting to degrade.
Yep.
And the what do they call it?
Like the vignette starts to
The
take
vignette
over.
starts to slowly fade in, so that there is no background. There is nothing but her,
Her face
and
just
it keeps going to the point where you like, here's Johnny, like right here,
yeah.
and I'm looking at it, and I'm
Freaking out. He's
yeah, I'm
like
literally I'm it's the point I can't keep looking at the screen.
yeah. He's like, is it over yet? It's. I mean,
To
it's Pearl is really really good.
to the point where now she's finally gone,
Yeah.
and he immediately went to the next movie. But I'm like, I'm not ready yet. It's the
Yes.
most uncomfortable I've ever been watching a movie, a show, or anything. The scene I equated it to the scene in the second It when he's disguised as the old lady in that house, and they
Oh,
hold on. I guess the trailer they did a trailer
I
that
think
was
it's
just that scene, right?
yeah.
I felt really uncomfortable watching that after seeing the Pearl ending.
Yeah.
That's Barney to me.
That's Barney. That's crazy. I forgot about that credits until it's happened, and I'm like, oh, I want to see if Brian likes this. Because when I first watched it, I think it was Janetta, and we were sitting there like, what is happening? Like, I don't like any of this. Like, it's just hurts staring into your soul. And it's also a question of, while this is happening, you're like, what is she gonna do?
Yeah, so it's also what's she gonna do, and the way that I thought before watching X,
X
we watched
X
it immediately
answers the
after.
questions.
I
What
thought
happens?
that the vignette was slowly getting smaller because I thought she was choking him out.
And it looks like that too, because it's like
And
she's
that's
going crazy and crying
yeah,
and
she's
stuff,
going
and
crazy and she started crying, and I thought that was her like
she can see the
he's
light coming out of his eye, like leaving his
yeah,
eyes. She's like, "Oh, I'm killing him" or something.
like
Yeah.
she's gonna be alone in that house forever or
Uh
whatever.
huh.
No, that shit, like I had a physical reaction to it.
Yeah.
I did not I didn't like that shit at all.
That's
Good,
fair.
well done,
Yeah.
but don't show me that again.
Never. Thank you for the one and done.
Mm-hmm. Great movie though. I really like that one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to be on sale to get the physical on it because I've been waiting. That movie was really good.
um. So then we watched after 5 minutes of
Let's just
getting my shit
chill. I
together.
think we put on a
Yeah,
YouTube video. No, we put like something on in between. I think. Oh,
I,
was that after?
I filled my water and then I looked at my phone for a bit and
That's
then
what it was. Yeah. And
eat and then I came and then I was ready. Fuck that shit. So then we started X and immediately.
oh, we do need to pause it real quick. Um, this is also context. We saw the following movies back to back: Late Night with the Devil, then Pearl, then X. So we're at Pearl now. So we've already experienced Late Night with the Devil, and we'll talk about that in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So the context of why Brian's at this point, like, what? It's just a movie. We're back to back thriller, suspense, whatever you want to call these. And now we're about to start a third one, is what?
Yeah. So X starts and immediately it's the same house. It shows you the house that he who shall not leave this. If thy crosses thy threshold, that is not
Yeah.
leave
You
until
will not
carried.
leaveth with what you
Mm-hmm.
have brungeth, you know?
Um, Same house. Cops pull up. What do you know? More dead bodies in there.
And you're like, wait, what the hell? It was like a teaser intro. Like you're like, oh, what the hell? There's cops and there's bodies. And you're like, oh, what the hell happened? Then it cuts back
Mm-hmm.
to where the story starts.
If you don't read the synopsis, you can still tell that time has passed because they went from old T engine Ford cars to an actual cop car. You're
Yeah,
like, okay, the time's passed.
yeah,
How much, we don't know. I mean, unless you read the synopsis.
yeah.
Um, you follow essentially what's basically like the Deuce, but the slasher version, where it's
Wait. No, you still figure it out because they show the years. In Pearl, it tells you it's 1918, and in X, it tells you it's 1960. Like the years are in the movie.
But I think it's after the opening part though.
Oh, it is? Okay, never mind.
I think when they cut to Maxine,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when it said it. I could be wrong.
Okay, then disregard what I said. My bad. Go ahead.
Um, yeah, you follow
You follow
same
Maxine, is it?
actress, different character.
Yes, so don't, people who haven't watched this and you're going to start watching it, not the same character. Mia Goth plays Pearl in back in those days, and now someone else plays Pearl now. As another, she's old, so
I
but
need to
Mia
look
Goth
up
plays someone else.
who plays old Pearl because it looked like
I mean, we
the
can check right
mother
now.
of Pearl.
I can check for you. Go ahead and talk about it.
So you're following essentially a group of adult actors, porn stars, trying to make their break. Um, Similar to Pearl because the character you're following, Maxine, she's also the same actress, wants to basically get the fuck away from where she was raised.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that farm, it was a religious household. Which is actually revealed at the end of the movie, which I thought was interesting. I didn't even think, hey, this is where she came from.
Uh huh.
She even said the line they say in the thing. I was like, oh, they just lined up. Um, Trying to escape her upbringing and just become a star. She wants everyone to know who she is, whatever. And this gang of porn stars are trying to make a adult movie that's not about just the banging scenes, like an actual movie.
You won't believe
Uh,
this, and I
mm,
don't know why I didn't remember this. It's Mia Goth in costume. She
really?
does. She plays the old Pearl now. She's credited for Maxine Pearl in X. So yo, shout out to Mia Goth, bro.
I think it's because she looks so grotesque at it. We didn't realize.
Yeah, because there's so much makeup on old Pearl.
Good
Shout out to you.
shit.
Yeah, shout out to you, Mia Goth. Maya Goth. Maya. Sorry.
I think it's Mia. Mia. Yeah, because I've seen that's her voice is actually that
I know.
high up.
When I heard her in interviews, I'm like, okay, I thought she was doing a bit, and then I'm like, okay, cool. She's just
In one of the
higher
interviews, she
pitch.
just yells. They're like, "Hey, do a yell," and even then, I'm like, "She's got it."
Yeah, her screams are yeah. I don't doubt that. If she wants to be in any horror movie, she'll probably get it.
I honestly, though, from that monologue, she could literally be in whatever she wants to be in.
I'm with you. She's got range.
She seems drawn to like the uncomfortable or like like that side of acting.
Hmm.
She could. I could see her because of her normal voice. She could probably be something like nobility, like in like the Victorian age or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that, a period piece.
She could be whatever, dude. Um, yeah, porn stars trying to make it big. They aren't yet, so they essentially have low budget, trying to blow up and become stars.
Yeah, it's right
The
before the
cast is
porn.
funny.
Yeah, right because you saw Kid Cudi with an
Yeah.
afro.
Oh, there's something that was cool too. Is a lot of things that you get introduced to, and why I liked watching it chronologically. Is a lot of things you get introduced to in Pearl. You kind of see either still lingering or still existing,
Oh.
or alluding to things in this. And the reason I say that is Pearl had an affair with a guy who used to play the films at a theater,
Mm-hmm.
and he basically shows her a porn film. And it's like this is what they're on in Europe. It's only a matter of time before this comes to, no pun intended, to
To
America.
America.
And then cut to Maxine, or sorry, cut to Maxine
Maxine.
in the movie X, porn stars in America. Which I thought was
Yep.
like, oh, that's cool.
And she witnesses it in her own property, like the same thing he said was going to happen. Like it's coming to America, and that's her, and her witnessing. Oh, they're doing it right here.
Which is, it's funny too because I thought it was. I keep forgetting this came out first because maybe they put that detail in so that it cuts to it.
I mean, it was
You know
all
what I mean?
shot near the same time. Like they finished doing X, and then they were like, and the guy had an idea. I think it's the same director or the writer or whatever had an idea, and they're like, I mean, we're here, and then they filmed Pearl,
Okay.
and he just finished. I think recently coming out saying that he might have something similar for Maxine, like a spin-off of whatever happens to Maxine. So they might
Mm.
shoot some. He might shoot something else that follows another character that we might introduce in Maxine. So I'm like,
Oh, that
that's hey man, he's been knocking it out of the park so far. So
Um,
You're talking
yeah,
about
the
references.
small
Yeah.
budget, big dreams of porn.
Yep.
Um, they see I guess an ad. I don't know where they see it, but they get a location for cheap.
Yep.
Cut two, it's the
It's
same fucking farm from Pearl.
yeah. It's the house, the farm. So they, I'm assuming, are renting it out for money.
The person to greet them when they arrive is Howard. So now you know he didn't get choked out.
Mm-hmm.
No example was made of him.
Yeah, I guess
So
he
then you're
was
like, so that happens, and then my first thought is he's got to be fucked up then.
exactly because you're like, wait though, what? Because he just helped. He's just like, okay, cool, we're together now, and he probably disposed of the bodies. He cleaned everything up, and then they made it
hmm
out, I guess, because they were never in jail that we know of
That was the two things I was thinking. He probably
about it.
eats hamsters alive or does some weird shit that he did in the war, or it was like like a hole or an inconsistency in the story. Maybe that dinner thing didn't happen.
Uh huh.
I'm thinking at the time. Um, it's funny. Maxine ends up. I don't know if she got out of the vehicle, but she looks up at a window upstairs and sees. I'd already be out because it was old lady Pearl staring at her through a window.
Uh huh.
I don't like that. I don't like someone just being there as if they belong there. That's why I don't like Slender Man. That's why some parts of it hard to watch.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know how maybe that fear affected. Like I know Pearl was not supposed to be there staring at me for that long. Maybe some of that fear bled into it, and that's why I didn't like that scene.
Oh,
I don't know.
perhaps because you know where the source came from.
hmm
Yeah.
Um.
Oh shit, that's wild.
Yeah. So immediately you're already put off. Like something's not right here.
Uh huh.
Um. They say whatever they're staying in a certain area of the farm
Just like a
that
little.
I don't remember existing
He might have
at
built.
first.
They might have built it to get cash. Because I don't remember that little house there either. But it might have been there. It's just a nut
hmm
in Pearl. They weren't really in that little house.
Right. It
So
was
they.
this barn or
Mm-hmm.
house
And her, yeah. So then
theater.
in X they introduced that little house that they had because there's people in it now. Or our full cast of people in there.
Um. Yeah, they get settled. I don't know if there's a whole night that they're there just regularly before they start filming, or
Mm-hmm.
did or if they started filming immediately.
I think so. I think as soon as they got there, they got settled and they're like, "Oh, let's start doing this." And I think Kid Cudi and the blonde lady started, unless they maybe just slept in and started in the morning. I don't remember the
I
order.
don't know. They start filming. Things are already still getting weird, and until the night of, like, I guess they're wrapping up filming. Pearl's outside. She's old now, so she gets the pass of like, oh, she's old, is she senile?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, her premise here is that she's just horny. In this movie, she's horny. If she doesn't get it, she gets upset.
Yep.
I didn't like that being her gimmick,
Mm-hmm.
just because it felt weird compared to who she was in
It wasn't
younger days.
because remember the Scarecrow. Like she's been
Yeah, but that was.
she's been horny because she banged the Scarecrow. Couldn't wait to get the projectionist because she was
hmm
like my man's ain't coming. So
But then she got Howard, and then they explain it. But I just found it weird that that was her gimmick.
that's true. But then again, once you're senile, it might just attach to one thing, and that's what she attached to.
Um, yeah. So her gimmick is no play, good day, and she murders.
And she kills you, bro.
From there, it became a like a slasher film. Shout out to what's her name that played Wednesday. I can see her face, but I forget her name right now.
Uh, Jenna Ortega, I think it is.
Yeah, shout out to her. I saw her
No, that's
first
not
in
right.
You,
That's definitely
Jenna
not right.
Ortega. That sounds right.
Let me double check. That sounds wrong. It is right. What did I second
Told
guess
you.
myself?
I first saw her in You. She was very young, like
Yeah.
she was a teen maybe. Different kind of character, like the snobby teen, but she's smart.
Uh huh.
And to see her grow up and go off, kudos to her. She's also someone that I think, and she's kind of doing it now because she was in Scream. I think she has a good scream yell for this kind of stuff.
That's true. Because she did have a scream moment, and she did really good.
Um, Yeah, it just becomes a slasher. It's funny that, like I mentioned, if you enter that house, you don't leave the house because spoilers at the end. Howard dies in a funny way um,
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, Character ends up getting away, and then leads into this next movie.
Uh-huh.
This one, because it kind of devolved immediately into like a traditional slasher. I'm like, meh, it was entertaining, but the origins movie I preferred way more.
Seeing her descend into the madness that she's in was better, right?
Yeah, and because the cast was smaller, it like
They
we
gave
have
her
more time with her.
more spotlight time because I mean
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to do that monologue with so many characters.
right.
I guess you could, but it'll be a much lengthier one. Or if I would, it make sense. Like, oh, why are you giving this person so much time and not anybody else for character growth or
Something I liked as
disposition?
well that they did is they start the movie with the crime scene part of what transpired that night or nights,
Yeah,
and it's kind of like a Agatha Christie kind of thing, where it's kind of like, oh, who didn't make it, or
yeah,
who's the person that died right here.
yeah. Because they don't show you anything that identifies the people that much. Because all you see is like bodies with some shirts. But by the time you see what they're wearing those nights, they swap clothes and stuff, so you don't know who's who, and you can't tell if it's a dude or a chick. And you're like, I guess someone's dying here.
Hmm.
Crazy, crazy, bro. The thing that got me when I first saw that movie was the finger busting when she tried to open the door and Howard came in to stop her. When Jenna Ortega's
Oh
character,
yeah,
she's trapped in the bunker and she went to go open it up. The first time I watched that and the fucking hammer started coming out, I was like, oh my god.
I didn't think that. I knew something was gonna happen because they lingered too much on her doing that.
Yeah,
I just didn't think the person. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be an one clean axe.
Nah, it was like,
Yeah, well, but he
yeah,
bludgeoned the shit out of their
like
fingers.
you saw it broke her fingers. Like the first couple of ones, and I'm like, oh my lord.
And she played that off like actual.
Yeah, like I thought this guy was crazy on set and just broke Jenna Ortega's fingers. Like that's how
Yeah,
believable it was. I'm like,
there's
holy shit.
like typical slasher stuff. There's a lot of decision making. I don't really agree with
Oh
her
right.
character, for example. None of that made sense as a reaction.
Mm-hmm. I feel you there.
All in all, entertaining. But Pearl was the Pearl of the series so far.
Okay. We'll see.
0 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll see how Maxine working. It maybe it'll come out on digital first or soon because that's what's been happening with a lot of the theater release movies. Because I mean, I'm gonna talk today. We're gonna talk about Late Night with the Devil, Furiosa, and The Quiet Place. Those were all in theaters. And a few like a month or two later, it's already on digital. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if they're not making that much, but um, cool. Where do you want to start? I guess Late Night with the Devil, right? Or do you want to break and I can talk about something else?
It's up to you. I just spoke a lot.
I'll do Furiosa because Furiosa was a. I was hoping this movie was good because it's right off the heels of Fury Road, right? Uh, the previous one with Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. So this story is about Charlize Theron's character Furiosa and how she got to where she is in Fury Road. Boy, that I was happy by then. I'm like, this is great. What's her name did great as Furiosa. The action was fantastic as normal. They have great one shots, track shots that are just fantastic. The action sequences are fantastic. Anytime they slow down the action is for stuff that's important. Like the bare necessity is there to get them going from talking to yo, we back on the road, warring, right?
You talking about the first one? Or you talking about this one?
This one, this one. I was so nervous when they announced, oh, we're gonna do a side one, and it's not Charlize Theron, and it's like I'm like, oh, so what? It's gonna be her young, I guess, and then they casted man,
Anya Taylor Joy.
thank you, Anna Taylor Joy. I'm like, okay, I think she could probably pull this off. Yep, completely fine. Everything's fantastic. I enjoyed my entire time with this movie.
Shocked.
It immediately wanted me to. I was like, man, I gotta watch Fury Road again. Like because they where she came from, you're trained to be about it at a young age because she was already doing her thing, and then she just got better because she met another person. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but she meets somebody else that teaches her the ways, and she pretty much takes that person's place by the time you see her in Fury Road. and already dope. You see what happens to her hand or her arm? That was crazy. I was like, God, I don't even know
Oh
how.
yeah, I forgot. I
Yeah,
thought it was one of the other girls that had a prosthetic. I don't know why.
it's her that has prosthetic. Uh, and yeah, dude, when she loses I'm like, you can tell she's about it because her reaction to it was such a
Well,
you. No, it was like a ah, and I'm like, nah. What I just saw? You need to still be screaming. You need bringing me a gun, please. It was rough, but again, the action sequences are so good. They do great shots. It's easy to follow, even though it's like like a it's what is it like vehicle combat mixed with some like parkour and some crazy contraptions. The action sequences are very creative this time, just like in Fury Road. I don't know. I highly recommend it. If you love Fury Road, this is not something to be like, oh, it's just a side. It's worth watching. It makes me want to watch Fury Road again to get
I'm,
the timeline thing going to watch it
I'm glad
chronologically.
because like from the bits that I was forced to watch, from like I think maybe a trailer or just the
Uh huh.
promotional art, I'm like, this looks like a cash grab.
I mean, they. I hope it gets more cash so I can see more of it. I thought it was fan. I thought it was a good time.
But I'm glad that it is.
Yeah, and Chris Hemsworth's in it doing his very charismatic self. Uh, very fun to see. The same dudes from Fury Road is back. The leader of where the Fury Road starts of the War Boys, the Silver guys.
Mm.
Yeah, we see their establishment again because it's part of the story. Gastown, Bullet Farm. I don't think we saw Bullet Farm in Fury Road where they manufacture bullets.
I don't remember any of the names of the places.
That was cool. Definitely worth watching if you liked, especially if you like Fury Road. It's like that same energy, man. Fun stuff. What was I gonna say? And from there we'll move on to Quiet Place. Day one. We ended up watching that one. We had to pause we saw it early in the. We started it early when there's still a sunlight out
So lie.
and a sunlight. So there was a lot of glare because there's a lot of dark scenes in A Quiet Place because everyone's got to stay quiet. So electricity shit causes sound. Anyway, um, so yeah, I guess the point where we're just looking at ourselves from the glare.
Uh,
So I'm like, let's just pause it and we'll wait. So then we paused it, watched Furiosa, and then came back to this. Uh, yeah. So Quiet Place Day One is literally the day shit went off, but it's in New York,
that's where they Millie Rock.
and you might appreciate this. They started the movie with before it actually went on, so like a couple hours before it, and they demonstrate how loud a city can be from all the different sounds from ambulances driving by, just generators, helicopters going over. Like they did a good job of, hey, cities are really noisy. And then and I think they did that for the people who know like, hey, what's about to happen. It's like, man, they're right. There's gonna be a lot of people dying. Yes, there's a lot of people dying in this. It is insane how they arrived. They came in. No, it's not spoilers because it's like beginning a minute. It's like meteors. Like some shit. They came from somewhere, and everyone's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then I'm not gonna say anymore. It just mayhem after that for a bit, and then it goes back to sort of the pacing like the original movies where it's like where everybody starts learning, hey, it's sound, and now we need to move like we're mice, right? And that's when again the tension it went from holy shit crazy action of everyone getting slaughtered to now we're back in that tension again. We're not here to make sound. So every fucking creak and stuff, you're like, oh no, this is this is too loud. You're done.
Did
Uh,
you find yourself because you knew the answer that when they were dying because of it? Would you feel yourself anxious? You want to be like, it's sound, just to see if they would find out.
yeah, dude. Like I the entire time be like, please. I'm like, someone figure it out as quickly as possible. And you're just seeing people getting snatched, cars making like the alarms going off because they crashed, and then and it's like a stampede of them.
Mm.
So the sound it goes from loud city noises to now dead quiet, and when the sound happens, the bass starts kicking in of them just like how they were in the first two movies. Every thump it is, and it's a bunch of them just scaling fucking buildings, everything, dude. Like it is. did a good job of keeping a lot of those overwhelming parts at the level of the protagonist. So like everything when they're assaulting, that's so loud, and you don't. It's like, oh my god, they attack so fast, they're so loud in comparison to all the the quiet, obviously. And again, with the sound stuff, they did not disappoint. They are keeping that energy of using it effectively, and it's great. What they did add was a cool little arc for the main character, because the main character has cancer, and it already has their their deadline. If that makes sense, right? They have X amount of time to live, and this started to happen. So the movie starts with they're out in the city and stuff, and she has like a group of people who I forgot, it's like a hospital or something. So they went out for a field trip, went to go see a show, but she only went because she wanted to go get pizza, right? This is before shit happened. But the shit happens, and now everyone's moving quietly. She still wants to go get that pizza in Harlem for a reason. That's tied to something for that character, and again, it pays off by the end of it because you're like, oh, I know now. I know why she wants to be here, right? It's more sentimental stuff. Like we had the sentimental stuff in the previous movies, but it was because like that was
What
the
was
family.
shown
Yeah,
immediately.
exactly. And this one worked up to, oh, this is why I wanted to come here. It's a more touching moment because I mean they're about to pass away because they're deep in that cancer, and then bam, ending happens. You know,
You said deep in that cancer makes me think she wanted to get a deep dish pizza.
it was a specific spot. I think it was called Patsy's Pizza. I think it was.
I feel like I've heard that before.
It's in New York, so you might have seen Patsy's Pizzas from the guy who reviews pizzas.
Mm.
What's his name? I forgot. I apologize for forgetting his name. One slice. What is it?
A one bite. Uh,
What I don't remember his name, and
what?
I apologize. But
Dave Portnoy.
okay, there you go. He might have reviewed it. That's probably why you know it.
Everybody knows the rules.
One slice, one bite.
Something like I forget. I know it's one bite. It's just one bite. Everybody knows the rules, and then he does
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably what it was. Uh, and it's cool. They even have a cat in like that sticks with the main character, and they even made that a character. It doesn't speak or anything, but the way it moves, what they told him to do and stuff, it has its like its own little charm, if that makes sense. So I think they did really good for this. I was a little skeptical. I'm like, at least day one, I don't know if it's gonna hit the same with, especially with brand new characters and stuff. Nah, dude, you relate, you care for them, you want them to root for them, but one of them got cancer, so you're like, I hope she gets that pizza before it's over.
I find it funny that you mentioned it's in New York because I would have imagined they would. What you said is kind of what I would imagine when I heard that they're doing a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's probably gonna be in the busiest fucking place ever to like juxtapose. And I
Yep,
thought New York, and
they did it in New York, and then
they're
you can
fucking
see what they do to try to. I don't want to spoil most of it. Okay, but if you guys watch it,
Do
they
you
had it.
think?
What's up?
Do you think this could have been better as a series?
No, because that would have maybe lasted too long. Like these movies are fine because especially after the first one, because the first one sets up what's the hook. You have to survive with no sound. We got two more of those movies now. I don't need more than I. This was cool. I don't need another one. I don't need to see what happened in Shanghai after this, or I don't want to see what happened in Europe or something. Like you kind of got it. What it was like in a rural area with the first two, and now with a suburban area, I guess. Like a low
Rural? Is
rural.
it like countryish, right?
I don't remember. And then what happens in a busy metropolitan area? The rest I don't need to. You got the heights, right?
Something that would have been crazy and I would have popped off is if at some point in any of these they tied it to being a Cloverfield world kind of thing.
Oh, maybe if there's like a
And it being in New York
overlap.
would have worked because the first movie was in New York, I believe.
Yeah, it was
So that would have been cool. And like you said, or like you mentioned, I'm pretty sure in Cloverfield they came via.
the sky
Mm-hmm.
because it was that at the end of I think it was the end of Cloverfield with the videotape of them on the Ferris wheel, and you see something drop in the background.
Mm-hmm. So it would have been cool. I would have popped off because I like that series. I haven't seen the. There's one where it's more space bound, and I didn't see that one, but all the other ones I saw I enjoyed.
Yeah, same. I just saw Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. I didn't see
Mm-hmm.
any others. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I highly recommend it, especially if you like the first two. I highly recommend it if you like the first two. It's same type of tension. The new characters are great. The acting's fantastic. Um, I was gonna say action, but like the enemies or the monster moments are fantastic too. They have really slow, intense, high tense scenes where they have to navigate while there's one in the room, right? Like there's stuff like that where it's really cool.
Did they do as good of a job being like problem, and then
No, now they kind of let go of that. Now stuff happens abruptly, like oh fuck, like they happen to bump into something, or they never, they didn't do it. They didn't foretell. Is that the word?
foreshadow.
They didn't foreshadow it the way the previous one did, if that makes sense. There is foreshadowing, but not the way it was framed before. Before it was like, here it is, and then we'll come back to it. This is like stuff that's like you if you're looking around in the environment, you're like, okay, I hope they don't hit this or they hit run bump into that or some shit, and something might cause them to do so, or.
Mm.
But I think it fits with this story because they're in the city and there's no time for taking it easy, right? Because it's like anywhere you move, there's broken glass, there's car alarms that can go off.
Broken glass
Yeah, like
everywhere.
some random sound can go off an alarm and you might be standing next to it and you're dead, right? Like, so I don't think they did that kind of foreshadowing because this one was more like a lot of reactive stuff. Like I don't. So last spoiler I'm gonna do, I guess. It's not a spoiler, but like they'll be running down the street with stuff that's following them, and the guy will grab a pole and strike a car to just so the alarm can go off, and they can divert it and stuff like that. Like everything seems like quick thinking because it's still day one. People can't plan, right? They don't have like in the second or in the first two where like they have planned routes with just sand, so they can walk comfortably. Like everything, every step. I'm gonna start singing the song. Every move, like no, I'm just kidding. Uh, they'll every if they take a step, they're gonna hit some fucking glass or broken stuff because they're tearing that city apart. So like I don't walking around there in no uh without the planned routes they had in like the first two movies, which take place further in the future, it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Like they definitely learned about the rain stuff pretty early, which was good. Like the
Oh,
water,
the
so they can
forest.
yeah, like they learned that if there's something louder, you'll be fine. So when they learned that, they were moving when it rained and stuff like that. Like they start to pick up stuff. So it's not like it's not like the viewers like you could beat this if you do this. Like it's not the us waiting for them to figure it out. It happens as soon as it can, as soon as it can.
At
Yeah,
a believable pace.
yeah. Where I'm like, okay, now there's some water here. This is the scene where they're like, it feels like I'm watching people playing Metroid, right? Oh, they found the fucking, they got the water power up. And now they know they don't have to. They can talk in water
They can talk in water.
or the thunder or thunderstorm or whatever. Because they found that out too about the lightning strike and stuff. Like you can just make a loud noise at that time because that's really loud.
I don't remember the clickers in Last of Us. They weren't quick, were they?
They weren't quick, no. The
No.
clickers, no, they just ran at you. I mean, they were as fast as whatever their host bot. Like they would just come at you. The clickers were the ones that I think can only be killed if you stab them. Oh no, I think you could have shot him. I have to double check. Could you just shoot down a fucking clicker?
I don't remember.
Maybe I could have sworn it was a shiv thing, but perhaps you can. I think you could just shoot them all. But yeah, the clickers were not. They weren't slow, but they also weren't like they weren't sprinting at you. They weren't like 28 days later, or World War Z
Aren't they making
zombies.
a sequel to that too? 28 Days Later? Isn't Cillian
I'm,
Murphy in it or something like that?
I mean, they made 28 weeks later. That's the sequel to 28
No,
days later.
like more recent.
They can make a third one. Let me check. I
I
didn't.
think
I'll check 28.
with Cillian Murphy, I thought,
Yeah, he was in the first one.
but like another one of that soon, and he's
I,
still in it.
let me check, man. Is it 28? Oh, 28 years later. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming out next year, and he's in it. Oh, he
Mm-hmm.
is. And Jodie Comer and Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ralph Fiennes. This oh no, he's got a stacked cast.
I don't know. I know of the
Or
movie. I don't know if I ever watched the original.
Fiennes? I'm sorry, I don't think it's his last name. I said Phineas. That's just Ralph Fiennes? He was in the menu. And he was also Voldemort. Cool. I'm down to watch this.
If we do another Halloween watch along, we should put the first one. 'Cause I don't know if I don't remember if I've seen it or just heard of the movie.
Well, that's
I know that
fine.
they run
That's
fast as fuck. Is the only thing I know.
It's a classic one, man.
Classic, like a pickle.
Classic. 28 days later and 20 weeks later. Yeah, they're good.
Are those sequels or is it different people?
Different. It's a sequel, but it's different people. It's like in a different
Same world.
location. Same world, yeah. Like different cast and stuff. And he was in the first. He was in 28 days later. Super young. That man was like thin, bro. Like he was walking around ready for the world, dude.
He still is fairly thin.
No, but he's got some muscle on him, bro. He's got some
It's
some
to the
on him.
point where I think anything that I know he's gonna be in, I probably gotta watch Killian Murphy.
Yeah, one of those
He's up
people that
there
you
for
just
me.
follow. It's like, what are you in? Cool, I'll check out what you're in. He's one of them people. And that's because for me it was Peaky Blinders, but
Yeah, I mean, I liked him as Scarecrow, but Peaky Blinders and now Oppenheimer.
oh yeah, and definitely Oppie now. But I joined the fan club in Peaky Blinders.
I subscribed.
I subscribed to Cillian Murphy and when Peaky Blinders came out. That came out because I saw it years later. So like, let
Mm-hmm.
me chill on that. I was not there day one. My apologies.
Just waiting for the movie.
Same. It was a good announcement. I cannot wait.
But there's more info.
Nah, just from that social post that I shared around, it just said Peaky Blinders on it for Netflix.
Oh,
Pretty sure
I
it was
thought,
Netflix.
I thought there was more info.
Nah, I don't think I've heard. Well, there might be, but I just don't know it. You know. Anywho, Furiosa and A Quiet Place Day One. Go watch those. Uh, and I'm not gonna spoil it. Late Night with the I am gonna spoil it. Late Night with the Devil. Also go watch it, and we're gonna go talk about it now, I guess. Because
Um.
holy shit, I enjoyed that. That was
Oh no, it is a 2023 movie.
is it?
Wait, no, it's not.
No, it said 2024 when I looked it up.
When I look it up, it says 2023, but then when I see release date, it says March 22nd, 2024.
It might have been one of those movies that came out in select theaters so they can get into the Oscars.
Oh,
Because they do that sometimes. It'll be like a limited release or something, or they do some sort of like loophole or workaround where it's like, oh, now not everybody saw it, but the people who are gonna vote on the Oscars did. It's like, okay, thank you for that. But yeah, the movie is takes place in what, late 1970 something, I think it was.
um, takes place. Uh, the 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 taping that we see is 1977
Yes, and it follows. I forgot. Let me go look up the names.
of
The
the characters.
characters, yeah.
Jack, Dorothy.
That sounds right. I'm gonna double check. Hold on. Yes, Delroy. It follows Jack Delroy, who's a TV late night host. Uh, and I think when we meet him, when the movie starts, it's when ratings for his show is going down because it's after he lost his wife and he's gone through some stuff. Like the movie starts off with a good, let me catch you up on this character kind of deal. Very well done. It's like a quick little doc. It's like someone did a documentary for him. Like it's real life. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's super believable. Uh, Anywho, we get a speed run of this guy's backstory before we get into the last taping of this shit. Cause I'm sure you got canceled after that. Uh, and that's it. I don't know what else. I don't want to spoil more than that. It's called Late Night with the Devil, so he needs to put up ratings. So he invites some very special and peculiar guests
Yeah,
that
basically,
are close. Yeah, I don't know if you have another way of phrasing that.
uh, you get the backstory as to everything leading up to this taping on Halloween, and the premise is kind of let me invite people of supernatural belief on the day of Halloween.
On the day of Halloween too. It was on Halloween. You're right.
And then from there you get like a colorful cast of people related to topics that you normally talk about on Halloween,
Yeah, scary
and the
stuff,
episode begins. But
possessions and
they do
devils. Yeah,
such a chef's kiss in all the info they give you in the style they give you the info up until the starting of the taping or the archive taping. They
yeah,
do a great job. Um, they do a great job, like even visually, of feeling like you're watching a late night show while it's going on, and then when they say let's cut the commercial break, it they snap it to black and white, and that's how you know you're in commercial break. And it's cool to see the plot move in
behind the
between,
scenes.
and then all right, now time to come back.
Yeah,
They do such a great job of of keeping you like you're not. It's very hard to guess what's gonna happen,
yeah,
and just keeping you in suspense without like it doesn't overstay its welcome to me. I would say at all.
yeah. I think it escalates pretty quickly after,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as the episode, after certain characters start interacting with each other, it starts to escalate, and it starts getting weirder and weirder, and you start going, "What the fuck is about to happen?" And then something pops off where you're like, "Oh, this is happening," and then you're
Mm-hmm.
like, "What the fuck?"
And then there's parts where you question, is this happening? And what I like about it too is the audience kind of reacts like the viewer
Yeah. Oh,
because
before
it's
we
in front of a
continue,
live
shout
audience.
out to what is her name? Ingrid Torelli, the
The young
child, the
lady.
kid. Yeah, that gets on there. Holy, a masterclass in unsettling. Cause she was creepy in this.
Yep.
It was just a stare into the camera where it felt like it was like piercing through you. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why are you looking at me?
There's parts, not really spoiled. This actress plays a very special character, and a
Yes,
lot of it,
very
it's a
gifted
like a
character.
big, yeah, very gifted character. A lot of the story kind of leads up to her, and
Hmm.
she's a big part of the story.
Yeah,
From the frame that she's shown, you're already like, what the are they weird?
yeah,
And then the thing that immediately made me uncomfortable is when she sits down, they don't really tell you that they told her where the cameras are or which camera's on. But every time the camera changes, she's already looking at the camera.
yeah. Like she knows which one's live, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because at a broadcast studio, you have a bunch of cameras, and then you choose preview and what's on the program, right? The way she maneuvers, she's like, I know which one's on program without, and I'm like, because she'll either already be looking at you dead ass, or she'll be looking some way, and then she'll just turn right to the one
Mm-hmm.
that's on program, and it's
And
just
it's like it's not with like hesitation of like you see your monitor, your preview monitor, and it's like, oh, okay. It's like cut. She's already looking or in the process in the startup frames of her moving.
it is done very well. It is. I don't know what else. It's so high praise. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone on this. It's a little bit of a slower pace, but I don't know how to describe it.
It's a slow burn that never really wanes. So
Yeah,
like it takes a bit, but once you get to this like stage of the flame, it
yeah,
doesn't really die down.
yeah, and then it ends. The
The
abrupt
ending is
ending,
crazy.
yeah. The way it ended, that's probably going to decide if people like this or not. If you're a person that the landing needs to stick, or they need to stick the landing, I flipped that one. This, 'cause I don't know. I was a little iffy on the ending. Like the journey on this movie was fantastic. And then it got so crazy, like like
Mm-hmm.
crazy. And then I'm like, what? How are you gonna end this? And then it just ends, and I'm like, well, I guess what else? What was I expecting? Right? It ends, and I'm like, okay, it ended. This
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to me.
The ending I didn't fully understand. I didn't fully understand what they were trying to say ended, but it being abrupt makes sense because this is an archived
Tape,
taping.
yeah. So once the cameras are off, it should be off,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes sense. And then the last thing that happened, and then you're like, yep, at the rate that it was escalating, yep,
There's
absolutely.
questions like it ends and there's questions, but
This ended at yeah.
that's it.
When I read the title "Late Night with the Devil," this ended the way I think it was gonna end.
That I didn't
Like
guess anything that happened. This is nothing in this movie is what I thought was gonna happen.
Well, not like that. I'm not saying I saw it. I'm like, I can guess the whole plot. I'm saying
No,
it's like
like
the end result. I'm like, yep, okay.
not even that. I
Oh,
was
really?
in the Joker movie when he finally gets to the stage with
Oh, and he
that
talks to
that guy.
to De Niro.
I was expecting that with quite literally saying.
You're lying.
So that's what I thought this movie was because I didn't know
Oh,
anything about it.
gotcha. Because they're just the name. No, I always read their synopsis and stuff, so that's why I knew it was gonna be like a talk show thing, but nothing in the trailer that I saw. And you also want to watch trailers. I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, it's just gonna get fucking weird.
Yeah, I had no trailer. I think maybe from either you gave me a sentence of what it is or just from the thumbnail. I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. But I genuinely thought it was like quite literally what the name of the movie is.
Yeah, man, it was a very good time.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely one of those I'm gonna cop it physical because it was really nice. Dope
It's my
little.
second movie to watch of this year. So
Well, your top two looking pretty good so far. What's the first one?
Fall Guys is the other one that I saw.
Oh, well,
I liked it, but this is
yeah, it was
by
fun.
far better.
Yeah, like it's clearly this and then Fall Guy. I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
for your two out of five lists.
Everybody like did their job well in this movie as
Yeah,
well.
the acting was absolutely fantastic. Even the guy who's the skeptic the entire time,
Mm-hmm.
also great job. Yeah, shout out to Ingrid. Holy crap, you creeped me the hell out, man.
I feel like I've seen her from something. I need to look up her name. But I
Oh,
feel like I've
I
seen her
mean, I
in
can tell
something
you,
prior.
I'm on a the movie
I'm gonna
I'm gonna the moviedb.org. So
I'm on a new level.
she's been in like six other things: Late Night with the Devil, Force of Nature, The Dry 2, The End, which I think is a TV show. The
I
Mirror.
haven't seen any of this.
Yeah, you're already looking at her stuff. Yeah. So I don't know where you saw her then.
Maybe she looks like someone.
Maybe
When she smiles, she looks like the girl from
Spider Man.
from Spider Man. So maybe I'm just picturing her instead of her.
Probably. That's wild.
She's been on a podcast.
That's good. Maybe she's promoting this movie.
Yeah, it was this year apparently. The South Jersey Horror Podcast.
Yeah. Then that sounds like that's plugging Late Night with the Devil. Or maybe she knows that person, but two birds, one stone. It's a horror podcast. Great horror. It is labeled under horror. I think weren't we asking each other that if it's under suspense or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um.
labeled under horror here.
It's a good thing that it's harder to identify what these are because everything's becoming everything. And I like that, but it's also harder to
Yeah, you can't
describe to people.
throw it in a bag or a box or anything.
Hmm.
I don't know why bag. Anywho, cool. That's our movie minute to be honest, because I went to town yesterday and me and Brian I was catching Brian up on that Pearl trilogy. And I got the flame going. That's why I was like, I need to watch more stuff. I'm like, that was fucking good. Especially rewatching Pearl and X. I'm like, damn, cinema, bro. It's been a while. And then we went from Late Night with the Devil right into Pearl. That's right, and Ripley. Yes, you did have homework. You finally finished Ripley.
Um,
Go for it. Was I full of shit or was it actually good?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, I think at the time that I talked about it on here, I was only an episode or two episodes in. I think I
Yep.
was one episode in, and I said that I didn't really feel any kind of suspense or anything like that. I found it funny, the show.
Okay.
For the most part, it was like that up until a phone call happens in the show.
Yeah.
And from there on, I'm like, wait,
This ain't a joke.
yeah.
This ain't a bit.
Um, Chef's Kiss.
Andrew
I'm sorry,
Scott,
Adam
man.
Ripley.
Adam Ripley, bro. Let's go.
Andrew Scott.
I'm
Chef's
pretty
Kiss
sure
of
it's
an
Andrew
actor.
Scott. Let me make sure. I don't want to butcher the names, man.
I feel like isn't Andrew Scott the guy from?
It is Andrew Scott
Okay,
playing Ripley. And
I didn't think he's 47. He doesn't look 47.
he does not. He looks very young.
Kudos to him.
In my opinion.
Everything I've seen him in, I've liked him in.
Yes, he's been.
Um,
I would like to say that too. He's very consistent. Every time I see him in something, he is consistently good.
and what's cool is it's not every time I see him, it's not the same role.
And it's not the same type of role. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like he's got
Mm-hmm.
range.
He's one of those actors who can just whatever I want to be. I'm that.
Yeah, he is him. And who's him?
Yeah.
Him.
Mm-hmm. Um,
That's
he
crazy.
plays technically two characters. At first, I was kind of hoping
That's true.
that
That's good call out.
he did more of like a. I was hoping he did more of an impression when being the second character.
Oh, so he can show off his range and go
Yeah,
like do something more animated or more.
because he was kind of doing it when he. Slight spoiler, it's early in the show.
Uh-huh.
When he was wearing his clothes, he was kind of doing
Yeah, he was trying to
an
get into.
impression.
Yeah.
I was hoping anytime he was doing that, he was more he became more of him instead of being like an alibi.
Yeah. Like get into the character, but I guess he realized he didn't need to do that because he would never face the people. He wasn't planning on facing the people who knew who that person was, so he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to act like them. He's
Even then,
what threw me off the most is how much you can get away with in the '60s.
yeah, no cameras.
There's no cameras. There's nothing like. There's nothing. You can just say you're somebody. Like it was insane what he got away with.
Mm-hmm. Um, no stupid characters, which is such a relief. There's
Yes,
characters that I'm like, no, they gotta go,
they gotta go.
but for obvious reasons because they're the only dumb character is no longer an issue for most of the show.
Yeah, because they're removed, or they're just not that into finding out the truth or whatever, right? So it's like they move on and leave them behind, right? You're talking about
Mm-hmm.
the girl, because at first the girlfriend is just there doing nothing, reading books.
No, I'm talking about the partner of the girl.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's what you
The
mean.
only dumb character that I can
Yeah,
think of.
that's fair. Oh man, but yeah,
Beautifully shot. I'm a little sad that there's one scene where they took off the black and white.
uh-huh.
I was kind of hoping they can continue
Just
it.
kept it. Yeah. Well, I mean, they had
But
it for a long time, so it's like they they got to flex on some with some colors, man.
nah,
You don't want
they
to hear
kept
that
that same
shit?
energy.
Oh, that's fair.
Um, everyone. Hey, if this is your character, they got the assignment. Everyone did well. Beautifully shot. Uh, not too much like music, but I liked when they had music.
Great
What they
selection.
chose
Yeah, when they
fit.
played it, because they played it as if it was you were there. They didn't play like a lot of background music unless it was a transition shot or something. But as soon as it was time, hey, a scene starting, there's usually no music unless the scene has music, if that makes sense. Like they played a record or something, or
Mm-hmm.
the lady performing live in that scene. Like that's when they have music, and all the music choices. I'm like, I don't know what they're saying, but I can sit here and listen to them too.
Yeah. Um, the ending is interesting because I wonder if they're gonna leave this as is, or are they gonna pursue more into this guy's life.
Oh, I mean,
I was not
he,
expecting that actor at like on the last episode, the bald man.
uh-huh.
I was not expecting him. Even he did for the small time he was there. He did him.
I was gonna also mention it's listed as a limited series, so that usually means they're done.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and it's also on Netflix, and Netflix likes to cancel a lot of shows. So if they made a miniseries, unless it Ripley maybe wins awards or something, or makes them a lot of, I don't know. If they have data that says they want another one, like if everybody watched it, then maybe. Because I mean, I don't think he's only done it once. I'm sure Ripley has
I don't
taken
believe
on.
that's his real name.
Yeah, that could be made up too. Like we don't know how often he changed his name. I'm sure. I mean, it's not a real person. I'm sure we can look up the Wikipedia, but
It's based on a real person.
is it not?
I assume it's fiction, but again, I didn't research it.
Oh my God, is this? Am I walking around believing this guy was a real person?
I
Hold
mean,
on.
technically he is, right?
Tom Ripley real? Question mark. That's wild. Nah, it's a fictional character.
It's based on a oh, there's a lady who has 5 books about Tom Ripley.
That's what it was. I'm over here thinking this person's real. I thought it was based off a real person.
The Talented Mr. Ripley is the series, the book series.
Gotcha. If it's a book series, then yeah, man, this was really good. Netflix. I know you like canceling shit, but make the all the books. Well,
I
use the
didn't
books.
put 2 and 2 together. That's Dakota Fanning.
Yeah. I mean, Brian, it's in the credits.
I didn't read that.
Okay.
When the episode ends, you think I'm staying for the credits?
Well, I mean, usually they put it's the cat like the cast is the first, and she's like second billing.
But that's further than I got.
Okay.
Kudos to her. I when you see kids like kid actors, you forget that they also age. I didn't realize that was her.
Okay. Her sister aged too, and she's in The
Well,
Great.
I saw her like around the same. I think at first time I saw her sisters at the same age, like around the same age as she is now.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
didn't see her as a kid like Dakota.
Okay. Fair enough.
Kudos to her.
Yeah, she did well.
She did a good job
Everyone,
playing a
everyone.
character I didn't like, but she's written that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not her. Yeah, she's out there going.
Hmm.
I'd rather make her like hateable. Like it's just part of hateable. It's not even what's right. I don't even know.
Um,
So I wasn't full of shit. Yeah, that's 2 for 2,
yeah,
people.
I
Go
like it.
watch Ripley, please. It'll tell Netflix, hey, we want more, and if we do, if
Even
it's
then,
based off books, then that means we have source material. That means the rest of it's gonna be good too.
I'm fine either way. I'm scared if they continue.
Why? If they have the source material, that
Why? You're doing it all
why
wrong.
doing it wrong?
I mean,
They have the yeah.
yeah,
If they stick to it, like they're gonna get Andrew Scott back. He's gonna fucking kill, and then I'm sure they're gonna do the same thing with the rest of the cast. They did really good with the casting this time around.
yeah, but the more that Andrew Scott's busy, the harder it is to convince myself that Fleabag season 3 will happen.
That it's not, Brian. It's I'm sorry, and I'm with there right there with you. Fleabag season 1 and 2 are really good. I don't see it happening. I don't think I don't remember. I don't think I've heard a rumor that it was happening.
Yeah, she's just playing the long game. She's too busy with Harrison Ford.
Or she might be writing it still.
Too good.
Because she wrote it, right? She wrote the first 2, right? Or the whole show, I guess. She might be
Mm-hmm.
still writing it. Because now she has more characters to, you know, team up with in episodes or whatever, you know?
Be funny if she waits until she's like really old and then we get Fleabag season 3.
And it's a huge time jump. That'd be pretty cool. Like the store she took over for her friend does really well and she becomes rich or something, moves somewhere, and then it's like a whole different area for a season. You never know. Anywho, tell me about ROBOPHOBIA, bro.
Um, that was like an album, but it's just a short EP. Earthgang, released earlier this year.
Uh huh.
When was it? February. It's only 5 songs. One of them's an intro. So really 4 songs, 16 minutes.
Oh, the cover
Um,
art's nice. It looks like it walked out of Cyberpunk. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Or is that Cyberpunk?
No, it's not cyberpunk,
Oh
but
no, I guess not.
it adds like the kind of uh, aesthetic of the album. It's kind of like electronic mixed with what we normally hear Earthgang with. So
Okay.
like electronic with some easy listening kind of rap to it, or to like electronic with some funk in it. Snoop Dogg's in this album.
Oh, as a feature, or is he doing like an intro kind of thing like he did?
Feature.
Oh, okay. So he actually has a verse.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Every song on here, like just 5 tracks, but really 4 non-intro songs. I hearted 2 of them, but the other ones are fine.
Okay, I'll check
If
it
you
out.
like
Especially,
Earthgang, check it
yeah,
out.
I'll check them out. Okay. More.
16 minutes. Anyone just check it out.
Yeah, that's more content than an anime episode with the Naruto backstory episodes.
So I really gotta say, with the two that I did hard was Blacklight, which I never heard before. So listening to this, and then Osmosis. I don't know if it was a single or I just heard it in my like earlier this year in my hey new songs that came out.
Uh-huh.
But Osmosis is my favorite out of them. But I like the Blacklight as well. Osmosis is kind of like something you can drive to.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's
a
very
beat? You
chill.
can. Like, is it like what's the pacing? Is it like what's it called? Oh my gosh, the synthwave song I always play for you. Oh my gosh. Boom, 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 boom. Nah.
Oh, not really.
Oh my lord. You did you actually get it from the weird ass sound I
Bing,
just made?
bing, bing. Yeah, the I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Macintosh, something Macintosh.
it's from that genre, but it's not. I don't think it was him. It's not the vaporwave one. It's the other one, or it might
Oh,
still be vaporwave, but that's gonna drive me crazy. What is it?
bing, 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 bing.
And it's an easy loop. There's no voices to it. It's
Pretty sure it's Macintosh. I can see the
ah.
cover in my
I
head.
remember. I think I remember. I think it's Home by Odyssey.
I think it's that.
Yeah, I think it's Home by Odyssey.
I'm gonna hit play.
Yeah, and then immediately she'll be like that bass.
Oh, I accidentally clicked their entire album.
Nice.
Or finally landing is not this.
Oh, no, it was Resonance. Yes.
Okay, yeah. By Odyssey.
Yeah. Resonance by Odyssey. Holy shit. Like that right there, that's a fucking vibe every time. That song will never get old to me. I can if I need to pick a song for my sound like nonstop music, it's that. I don't know why. It's just so I can drive to it. I can just hang out, sit down, do nothing.
It's a little more up tempo than this, and not really vapor wavy.
Okay. Especially when the fucking things kick in, the fucking bass. Oh my gosh. Nah, dude, that's a great track. I don't know why. I don't know what in the sounds. I'm sure there's a science to it, but
They
whatever.
picked. I mean, the chords they pick are simple. The way that it's mixed with vaporwave, it's like it's very warm. So there's some nostalgia to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, anything. That's probably why they called it home. If there's like a nostalgic feeling to it, and it kind of brings you back to something that you can loop in.
It's called resonance too, so I mean, people resonating.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that was the thought behind making it,
But that's what I
but these
get.
are all the things that makes it seem like it's something that you can easily listen to.
Those are the things that I feel when I hear it. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times, this like vapor wavy kind of stuff reminds you of the '80s or films of
Definitely.
that around that time. So,
It's nostalgia, which you're gonna get.
hmm
It's
that's just
excellent.
me. Just
Yeah.
off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm only diamond. Oh, my light fell.
I thought something was gonna fucking attack you from behind.
Hey, still, it was louder than normal. This time
It,
it didn't fall this way. It fell
but
off my table.
it's too far away. It didn't make a loud noise on the receiving end
Okay.
here. I just saw something move and heard a clap, and I'm like, okay. I don't know how the fuck they climbed through your window, but
Yeah, that one homeless guy that beats off out there. It
what
doesn't
a
happen.
what a shot, dude! Second floor shot. All right, what are we talking about
Easy
before this?
listening.
Oh yeah. We were talking about Earthgang, and then we got into uh Resonance by Home.
That'd be a good. You said that'd be like your soundtrack for driving.
Yep.
An interesting like thought process would be if um I don't remember how, but I found out apparently your ashes you can get pressed into a vinyl. So it'd be interesting to if you had to give
Oh
yourself a
my
soundtrack.
god.
If you had to if you had to decide what was gonna get pressed into you to be like the soundtrack of you,
No, Brian,
what it would be.
I'm telling you right now. I hope that doesn't happen. That I go before you, but I need it in a vinyl. I didn't know you can do that.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And with a playlist, pretty much. What do I want in my songs that'll fit a vinyl? At least one back and forth, A and B. I don't want like
Mm-hmm.
five fuck. I don't because I hate doing that. I like one vinyl. It feels Nice. Oh, you got me fucked up now. That's homework. Let me see if I can think of one and we can talk about it next episode.
I gotta think of how many would fit on there. I
Oh, I
keep
fucking
thinking like
love
a
that.
amount of songs, but I keep thinking like 10.
Oh, but it's time, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you want to get like kinky with it and like put the time slots of certain songs so you can mix more songs into your like? Do we want to make a mix
Um,
and be like, oh,
Hold on.
this? Oh, my fault. What
How
happened?
big are the like the ones that we typically have like 45?
I
Uh,
think they're like around 42 minutes max. I thinks. I thinks.
I think
I
what
thinks.
RPM? I think it's 45 RPM.
Hold on. Vinyl max vinyl length max
How
vinyl
big's my
runtime.
vinyl? That sounds crazy. It sounds like it's a
It
euphemism.
is max vinyl runtime. Let's see. How much music can it be?
I
The
think you just googled the same thing I did,
I sure
and then
did.
the AI overview came up.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh, 12 inches, 33 RPM is 22 minutes on each side. So technically 44 minutes is what you have. So let's try to do that. I mean, that's a pretty good, what's it called? I think 10 inches is a smaller one, 3 minutes. Okay. 12-inch vinyl, 44 minutes. A playlist. I gotta look for a playlist that's 44 minutes long. Oh no, actually that doesn't make any sense. It's not gonna be 44 minutes. You gotta make you gotta make two 22-minute playlists. Because you don't want it to stop midway and then you have to flip it to get to the because you're in the middle of a song, right?
2 22 minute.
I'd imagine. So that way you have full songs on each side. That makes sense.
Okay.
Because if you do like a 44-minute playlist and then like dead center in the middle, it's not just you know depending on the order of the songs, you might be in the middle of a song at 22 minutes. Okay, so you can have okay, so yeah, you'll have vinyl A playlist and vinyl B. So it'll be your A side and your B side. So two 22-minute playlists.
I
That's
wrote it down
insane.
so I can remember.
Oh, is that what you
The
did?
way I worded it, I worded it funny. I don't know why it's funny to me the way I said it.
Yeah. What? That's an
But
excellent exercise, bro. And I like that a lot. Damn, what songs, bro? I'm assuming right up until this year, like up to the minute. So
anything's
if
possible.
something comes out, if the weekend dropped Friday,
Mm-hmm.
I could just put his whole ass album.
Yep. Gonna bootleg somebody's album.
Yeah. What's Anthony? Yeah, he just we didn't even press his. We just give out his vinyl. Holy shit.
That'd be
Damn.
hilarious. You have your whatever your cover it is, and they pull out, and it's just literally
There
the
is
weekend.
the weekend vinyl. Holy shit. I like that a lot, dude. All right, I'm gonna have to do some playlists in here.
You can also
Do I
press
do?
yourself into a tree.
No, you sold me with a vinyl. Like that's crazy that you can do that.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. I just put a playlist of oh yeah, or just
Just Ram Ranch on loop for 40 minutes.
yeah. Holy shit. Oh man, this is gonna be a fun exercise, Brian. I like it. All right. I mean, that's a good place to end. We're at an hour 30, almost hour 40. So I mean,
There you go.
that's our homework.
It
Thank you for
wouldn't fit
that.
on this episode. Wouldn't fit on a vinyl.
It would not, unfortunately, and I hate that. No offense to the people. Like if you guys have a lot of music coming out and you need double vinyl, cool. When I get a vinyl and it's just the one with eight, like it's just long enough where it fits on one vinyl, I'm like, excellent. I don't know
I don't
why.
mind. Kind of like an experience. So either way, I don't mind.
But yeah, I like the experience of flipping it, put it back down, bam, go. Not flip it. Oh, grab the other one. Which one's C? So I don't miss.
I think Blonde is 2
I'd imagine it is. That's a
front back.
lengthy. That's a lengthy
Facebook.
album. Yeah, Facebook.
Listen to the whole shit on my birthday.
That's just cool. That'd be great too, Frank. By the way, before we end this episode, can you please give us some sign of music coming within this decade, please? Thank you. Like something, like hey, you will hear it before you go past of old age, and I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, thanks.
Frank Ocean. All I ask is, let me see. By end of August, give me a single.
End of a month?
By end of August, give me a single.
Damn,
He's been
bro.
sitting on a whole album. He said,
then fuck him. Drop the album before August.
"Hey, don't fuck him.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Give me a single before
Yeah,
August."
you're right. Okay, cool.
Let me have a nice thing, Frank.
I mean, this year hasn't been too bad. You've been getting a lot of good
Yeah, but this
announcements.
is the nice thing.
Oh, this is the one nice thing you want.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are like, I can make. You can take it or leave it.
Whatever, dude. If they're like, all right, he drops an album this year,
Yeah,
but you can't game the rest of the year. But if Frank Ocean album drops, I guess I'll catch up on movies.
that's a good answer. I would have to be like, well, I can't do that. I cannot trade my gaming
I
equipment.
can watch people play.
That's true.
I just can't play.
That's true. I'll just play through you. So I'll try to learn Tekken and Lydia and stuff, and you just tell me how to play like you, and then I'll do that.
I would just teach you Lee so you can backflip.
I can be honest with you. I was hoping you said that. Cause I'm like, please go back to League, because I'd rather be stunting on him with some backflips, not Devil May Lydia or whatever it is. No, it wasn't that character. Which one did you say that's like like Dante? You have to hit a bunch of buttons in Tekken.
I mean, technically both characters.
Okay, then it was her. Anyway, before we get into the Tekken, I guess hole, whatever you want to call it. We'll be back next week. We're gonna have our Ash vinyl, I guess. What do you want to call it? We gotta come up with a cool name for them, unless they have a name for it.
When I wrote it to you, to remind myself to do it, I called it a death vinyl.
I like it. Yeah, we're gonna we'll talk about our death vinyls. That's crazy, dude. 2:22-minute. Damn. So I might do one like I figured out. I'll figure it out. Shit. It's gonna be dope. That's it. Yeah, we'll have that. Hopefully we'll watch Deadpool this weekend versus Wolverine, so we'll get that with some review or impression on that, right? I think that's it. See you guys next week. Bye.